Hello?
Hello, Andrew.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, dude, I can hear you great.
Awesome, man. How are you, dude?
I'm doing great, man. Fucking, how are you doing?
I'm doing great, man. I got to say it again. That is the most epic intro for a DJ ever, man. You got Cheech and Chong, you got Sabbath, you got a Necro Butcher quote. It's hilarious, man. It's awesome.
Oh, shit. Thank you, dude. Yeah,
No sweat.
Everybody right now is thinking, oh, fuck, he's now he's gonna make it even fucking longer. Yeah. Yeah, I know. It's pretty ridiculous, man. Like, throughout the years, I just kept adding on pieces to it, and then before I knew it, it was fucking, like, almost 10 minutes long.
It's going to be a prog office soon.
Hell yeah, dude. Like, I've been joking around about it with people. I'm like, one of these days, I'm just going to do a full show of nothing but one long intro. Just
do it and stream it on Twitch or something. Be like be a quote unquote DJ and just scream quotes.
Yeah, they'll be like, "What the fuck?" 4 hours into it, where's the show? So anyway, so what the fuck is going on in the world of Winterhearth?
Oh man, we got a new album coming out in 7 days. It's called Riverbed Empire. It's our third full-length album. You can purchase it on stillheavyproductions.bigcartel.com. Any more information you need, you can always go to facebook.com/Winterhearth Metal. Yeah, we're really stoked. It's our first album in 5 years. This album has more of a progressive take on with the black metal and the thrash metal. I was listening to a lot of Genesis, a lot of Yes, a lot of Camel, but I try to do. It's still got to be more metal than the other thing,
Very cool, man. Very cool. Yeah, the album art, dude. The album art in this record is what grabbed me. Whenever I saw the promo come through my email, it was the album art. Immediately, I was just like, what the fuck is this? This is badass.
Oh, man, you can thank Mark at Heavy Hand Illustration for that one. Like, he does amazing work. When I first seen it, too, when I seen the first draft, like months ago, I still couldn't get over the detail. It was just nuts. I was like, we picked the right guy.
Hell yeah. Yeah, definitely, man. Definitely. So tell us about this record. What was it like recording this album?
Oh, it was an experience, to say the very least, because where do I even begin? The album, songs for the album was actually starting around the end of 2018 is when I began writing. I was like in a huge Opeth kick, and I was like, I want to write longer songs like I always was, like I intended to do in my life. And as I was writing, about a month or two in, our bass player at the time, Robbie, he decided it wasn't his path anymore, he couldn't do it. So then I was out of bass player, and I was like, oh shit. And at the time, I was I was playing in a Ramones tribute act, and the guy who was the vocalist, Lenny, found out. I didn't realize he was a versatile guitarist and bassist. I was like, dude, you want to try? He's like, yeah, but I don't know how well I'm going to do. I'm more of a, I usually play stuff like NoFX, and well, you're playing 9.5, 10-minute songs now, and you're doing just fine. But, so that got straightened out. That took a year getting him on the go. And then, of course, once we start recording now, COVID happened, which was, I don't want to say a blessing in disguise, but with my day job as an AV technician, it's really hectic. Like, I can be working some days 14, 16 hours, and then I got to find how to get good takes out of me to meet deadlines. And however, because of COVID, decapitating the entertainment and conference industry, for lack of better words, I've been home every day, and I was getting up 7 a.m. just tracking guitars.
Yeah. That's really cool that you look at it that way, and I think that, it definitely sucks as far as playing live, but the fact that a lot of people have time to sit down and record music and get creative and do things with their time, that is definitely that's a plus. That's cool that you can find a positive thing in it,
Oh man, wherever there's a will, there's a way.
Definitely, man. The promo states here, the album focuses on the timeless paradox of a beautiful evil by detailing lesser-known pieces of Newfoundland folklore and the intricacies of global atrocities. Can you elaborate on that?
It sure can. Well, for example, with the Newfoundland folklore, great songs to start with would be the not title track, Marshlands, the first song. I'll be getting to the title track after. Marshlands featured Annabelle from Devilment. Stellar musician, great person to work with too, very approachable, very down-to-earth person. She did a lyre in the middle of the song, which is kind of like a harp. I can't really describe it that well. My drummer Brad, when I told him, he was ecstatic. He's like, "That's a lyre! Oh my god, that's such a cool instrument!" And I was like, "Well, that's cool." But the lyrics to the song deals with in Newfoundland, a lot of people like to pick bake apples or cloudberries or marshberries, whatever they're called, wherever you're from, and you go into the woods and you go far. Like some people go 10 kilometers in just to pick maybe a quarter of a bucket. Like that's dedication. Like there's a reason why they go for $50 a gallon. But in the story, the girl goes in the woods to a section of the woods where people tell her not to go, and it's another thing of not listening to grandmother or grandfather telling you don't go there, and she goes there, and then the creature comes and just violently destroys her, and there's just no happy ending.
I don't mean to laugh, but I mean that sounds awesome, dude. That's epic for a fucking for an album.
Oh yeah. And you mentioned Global Atrocities. Yes, I got a few songs in mind for that one too. The title track, Riverbed Empire, which featured Hugo from Beyond Creation. Amazing bass player. He done a fretless bass solo in the middle of the song in the Mellotron section. That song, this is a pretty out to lunch idea, because when I submitted it to my manager Tony, he was like, "What am I reading?" I took an ecosystem of a river and trout living in a river, but another species of fish telling the trout that they're getting the shaft, and if they listen to them and follow their way, they have a better life, a better society. And I used the farm fishing industry, and I say, well, if you be like the farm fish, you be like the communists. You know, you don't want to be like the communists. Just feeding, you know how people, those with power, like to feed lies to the people to get their agendas.
Yeah.
And then the trout the fish follow the other species, and then they realize this is worse than what it was when it started. What did we do?
Holy shit, man. That's fucking cool as fuck.
Oh, yeah. I gotta say, I'm pretty happy you played North Star. That's actually my favorite track on the album, and it's probably my favorite Winterhearth song I ever written. So I can't thank you enough for starting off with that one.
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. It's a kick-ass track, dude. For sure, man. So you do a lot of fishing up there?
I used to once upon a time, but since this COVID stuff, like I just stay in the house or just walk in the woods by myself. There's not really much you can do.
What all kind of fish do you guys have up there?
Freshwater is usually trout or salmon. But a lot of people in the summertime on the weekends, they go out on their boats and start cod fishing in the summer. You can get like 5 fish a day per person. So that's when the food fishery opens up. I mean, Newfoundland is known for its fishing industry. Like in the plants, you get crab, shrimp, turbot. I'm not sure if char comes in or not. Might not. They might go to Iceland. Who knows?
Do you guys have catfish up there?
No, we don't. Actually, my cousin likes to travel to Florida to go catfishing.
Yeah, I'm in Tennessee, and that's what we do down here a lot. Is we go catfishing.
Nice. I've never been to Tennessee, but it's on my list of places to go before I die. That's for sure.
Well, maybe someday if this fucking COVID fucking 19 shit will fucking ever end, man.
Who knows?
Fuck. I know, it's just when you start to think that maybe it's gonna start dying down, it comes right back, and it's like, fuck, here goes the numbers fucking through the fucking roof again.
Oh man, well we're lucky where we're to, because we're on an island, and I think, to my knowledge, I think there's only 2 active cases here right now.
Oh god, that sounds amazing, dude. Yeah,
Oh yeah.
It's not like that here in the USA, man. Holy shit.
Oh man, like I had to stop watching the news. I just couldn't handle it anymore.
Dude, it's seriously fucking crazy, man. Here, I mean, I don't even know how to explain it, dude. Like it's it's amazing seeing so many people that are. It's like they want to get it. It's like they just don't care. Like they're just like, yeah, let's get the corona. I'm like,
Dude,
what the fuck?
Dude, I was reading somewhere, I don't know how true this article is, that in some states people were having COVID parties, like Russian roulette on the go,
Yes,
where you have a party and the first one who gets COVID wins the money.
Yes, they've been doing that.
What?
It's real. It's been happening, man. It's I like I said, I don't even know how to explain that. You know, like it's just it's insane. And I know every time like I talk to somebody like you or anybody else that's in a different country or a different part of the world, it's always the same. You know, it's just like, what the fuck, man.
Oh, it's nuts. And I mean, the size of the landscape of the states, and what is it, 350 million people?
Yeah, something like that, man.
Ooh, like, I mean, I was watching it a few months ago. Was projecting an average person would probably give it to 3 or 4 other people, and just imagine your population density. That's scary numbers.
Yeah, and they're wanting to open schools. They're wanting everybody to just go back to work like everything's normal, and just, I mean, I don't know, but hopefully something will happen. Hopefully, you know. Somewhere along the lines, something will happen. I hope.
Yes, I'm hoping by next year. Well, I'm hoping as soon as possible, really, that things can go to the brand new normal, because I don't think it's going to go back to how it used to be. It's whatever this new normal is going to be.
Hell yeah! So I got some questions for you from the chatters in the chat room. Titan wants to know what Camel albums influenced your direction and the concept.
Moon Madness, by far. Just the way Andy Latimer plays, he's a guitarist, but he's not trying to be flashy. He's letting the other guys do their thing, and he doesn't mind being a background guy. And he seems like a very humble cat, which is kind of musicians I try to lean towards as influencers, as me as a person as well. Yeah, because a lot of the structures in Camel, like the ups and downs, and the music itself is telling a story. Like, you don't need the lyrics in Camel, as the Snow Goose album definitely showed, because it was a complete instrumental.
Oh yeah. Another question. Lady Red wants to know bubble baths or showers.
Depends on my day. If I'm in rush, I gotta do this, I gotta do that. Oh, crap, I'll get a shower. Well, you know, there's nothing wrong with getting some candles, putting some battery on, you know, have a little bubble bath.
Oh yeah. You gotta do what you gotta do, man.
Oh yeah, we're only human.
Well, so tell us, like, as far as for all the gearheads out there, I know we got a lot of gearheads out there listening. What kind of equipment did you guys use recording this record?
Right before I started recording, my Marshall JVM blew up. The output transformer blown, and luckily I had a Randall RH100, which was my backup head. So I was like, I'll give it a shot. And within 6 hours, I was like, okay, this is it. This is good. So when I'd be recording, one track would just be the Randall, an SM57 in the center of the cone and a 412 trainer cab. The second track, the more leady rhythm track, I did it with a Boss MT2 metal zone in the effects loop. I was like, well, it worked for Swedish death metal. It worked for me. I even did the HM method where I just cranked everything on max. For recording, I always use Pro Tools religiously. I just love Pro Tools. And for the leads and the solos, I use Amplitude for the first time in a recording. I've really started to dive into VSTs, and I couldn't believe how easy they were to use. And just, I wasn't having to do a subtractive EQ and then another EQ to boost certain frequencies that I liked, and then putting in a multi-band compressor that I made from scratch. I just put it there, slapped a compressor on it, and I was like, oh my lord, my solos have never sounded better.
That's cool, man. Fucking like I you know, it sounds very organic too. Like, it doesn't sound like it sounds fucking. It doesn't sound like emulators and shit, man.
No, because no, not at all. Like you can tell when it's all with VSTs because it's like you can't hear the power of the cab just pushing through the mic and giving me that oomph, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's nothing like that, man.
Oh, absolutely.
Another question, Lady Red wants to know, have you ever played or wanted to play in Winnipeg, Manitoba?
I have not. I would love... I'll play anywhere, and I'd love to go to Winnipeg. Funny story, I once driven across Canada, and we drove past Winnipeg by night, and I guess I was eating too much gas station food, so my only time in Winnipeg was the outskirts of Winnipeg, me, 2 a.m., just barfing on the side of the road.
Damn.
Oh, yeah, that sucked, and I just remember, and I looked at my uncle, I was like, I'm never doing this again. I'm never eating too much. I'm never throwing up, standing up again. He just looked at me and said, yeah, wait till he starts drinking. Right.
Do you drink?
Occasional. Now, Christmas time, my problem is if I got an open tab and I start drinking the sugary stuff, I'm in for hangover city the next day and a half. It's brutal. Like, I just don't know when to stop. And it's just like, maybe I shouldn't be drinking all the time.
Right on. Another question, Still Heavy Productions wants to know, your manager or a girlfriend? Not exactly sure I understand the question.
I'm afraid to answer that question.
Is that somebody?
Still Heavy Productions is my manager, Tony. Oh. Who, I'm telling you, man, like, you got him on your side, you don't have to worry about anything. So, like, and he'll help any band. So, like, any band looking for some, like, a good backing and a guy who's not afraid to, I don't want to say piss people off, not afraid to defend you, I guess we'll say. That's the guy you need. I'm telling you, that dude should be in politics. There'd be no wars. He'd be like, you stop doing that. You stop doing that. This is how things are going to be from now on, because I said so. And now my girlfriend's probably going to kill me after this interview.
Well, maybe not. He also wants to know any videos in the works.
Yes. we got a lyric video soon going to be out. We do have a full-on production. I don't want to say no songs and give stuff away, but our friend, our good old bud, Sean Murphy, great filmmaker. He used to be a part of a thing called Hobby Horse, where he was making comedy films around Newfoundland, and he made a feature horror film. So that should be, hopefully, the production for that should be starting in the next few weeks.
Very nice, man.
Yeah.
So growing up, getting into music, what can you like? What are some of the bands that really got you into playing heavy metal?
I guess the same starter bands that a lot of people get into. Metallica, Megadeth, Slayer. I really got into thrash metal at a young age. And to me, I always say this to people, metal guitarists, especially the thrash metal dudes, it's like gunslingers in the Wild West, the way they carry themselves, the way they play, the way they're on stage. It's like watching, it's like if Clint Eastwood was in a band, you know? and as I gotten older, like everyone else, I got into the new wave British metal thing. I heard you mention Tigers of Pantang earlier. Love that band.
Yeah.
Started getting into the heavier side, like Creator and Sodom, and then just kept going up the heaviness ladder to the Immortals and Dissections. I remember being 15, 16. I was like, I'm going to make the heaviest music to ever come out of Canada. Just you wait and see. Then I discovered Blasphemy, and I was like, oh my God, I'm not going to top that for heaviness. That's nuts.
Well, I don't know. I mean, what you guys are doing is pretty fucking heavy, man.
Oh, thank you. Well, Blasphemy, I remember I stumbling across them on YouTube because they were on tour with Immortal in the 90s. And I was floored. I was like, I'm watching a dude in a gas mask, another guy with corpse paint on. This is just nuts. I was like, this is insanity. And then I was like, where are they from? I was like, Canada.
You were surprised?
Very surprised, because at that point, the only heavier bands I really knew was probably, like, for the eviler side, was definitely Infernal Majesty. I listen to None Shall Defy religiously to this day. And, of course, like, you can't forget the classics like Voivod, Annihilator, Chevy from Newfoundland. If you're into stoner metal, great band.
Yeah. Oh, hell yeah, man. Chevy's fucking badass, dude.
Oh, man, you a fan?
Hell yeah.
The bass player is my coworker at my job. I'm going to tell him that you really like his band.
That's cool, man.
Oh, dude, it's nuts. First show I ever seen in St. John's at a club was Chevy, actually, and I was just floored. I couldn't believe it. I was like, this came from here? Deadly! You know? But there's lots of great bands from Newfoundland. Like, lots. We got, you know, my buddy Jay, Herb, and Devastator. My buds in Disposition. My bud James and the Skeets. My buddy Jeff in Category 6. If you're into power metal, especially like Dio and Running Wild, Category 6, that is definitely the band. We got these up-and-coming dudes, Ultimata. My buddy Andrew, who's legit as they get. Got a brand new single on Spotify, Voiceless. Check it out when you get a chance. Then you got, like, the people behind the scenes, you know, like Tony, my manager, and Still Heavy Productions, like, working flat out. You got my buddy Greg with his one-man project, Mistwalker, and he runs his own outlet, Heavy Newfoundland, which, man, those guys, that dude's on a mission to archive as much Newfoundland rock and metal as possible. It's amazing. Like, the dedication to the scene is nuts, and everyone's close to each other.
That's badass, man. That's cool to have somebody like that in your right-hand corner too.
Oh man, having Still Heavy and Heavy Newfoundland, man, you can't go wrong with those dudes in your corner, man.
Oh yeah. Another question, Lady Red wants to know, what's one band you'd love to tour with if you were able to, with anybody?
With anybody? From an artistic perspective or a monetary perspective?
Both.
You know what? I'm going to have to say like Metallica or Megadeth, because I just know I'm not getting gypped.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you hear stories, you hear this person ripped off this person ripped off that person. And there's on VH1 behind the music. I was like, okay, like, stick with those guys. You're like, you know, Iron Maiden, like, you know, maybe they'll blow me out of the water every night, but I don't care. I know I'm getting paid.
Yeah, and guaranteed a good crowd.
Exactly, and more Winterhearth shirts. And I'm not saying I'm all about the money, far from it, but, you know, I got to eat.
Well, exactly, man. Everybody's got to eat.
Yes. Now, from a heavy perspective, oh, dude, I'd love to tour with Carcass.
Oh, that'd be badass.
Oh, my God. To me, Heartwork was ahead of its time in production, songwriting, everything about it. Same goes for Slaughter the Soul by At the Gates, another album that I feel is just miles ahead of its time.
Titan wants to know, have you ever heard of Hurry Sundown by the Outlaws?
I have not, but I'll listen to it right after.
I don't know. I don't know if that's like a local band there from where you're at or something. I don't know. I don't know why.
No.
I'm not sure. I have no idea.
I don't either, but I'm going to queue it up on my phone for after the interview.
So, looking back on your career so far, what's one of the most fucked up, crazy things that you can think of that sticks out in your memory that you've seen, like at a show or...
That I've seen personally? Let me think. You know, once we were playing a Halloween show at a venue called the Rock House. Great staff. Tony's the man. And it was pretty packed. And this dude just started crawling around on the stage like he was a zombie. He just couldn't get off. He was whacked out of it, man. I was like, what are you at, man? And then eventually, like, I didn't care. I didn't care he was on stage. It doesn't bother me. If you want to jump off stage or dance. I don't care what you does. But then like these two dudes just grabbed him and was like, in the pit you go.
Hell yeah, man.
Oh yeah, it's just like typical bar stories really that I can think of, like. But that's the first one that came to my mind for sure.
Well, for anybody out there who's never experienced a live show of you guys, what can you tell them to expect?
Oh man, well, for starters, I'm not much of a talker between tunes because I'm a firm believer. I'm on for this slot. You got to hear as much music as possible, so I'm not being a dick. Mm-hmm. I'm just making sure you get your money's worth, eh? Well, there's times like back when I had my long hair before I cut it all off, like I was just windmilling flat out. My original bass player, he was windmilling flat out. We were jumping off stuff. Now we got more of a kind of a punk rock look with our shorter hair. But now our drummer Brad still got his long hair. We're like inverse ZZ Top on the go. Some days I'm rocking out, running around, and other days I'm still doing it. But I still wear my glasses. Then I feel like I'm Burke Shelley from Budgie, like wearing his big glasses and still just playing the craziest shit ever on bass. Only now I play guitar, but still. But yeah, lots of music. I always try to really just play. And sometimes we play for like 22, 23, almost 30 minutes without saying a word, just playing. And two of the guys are looking at me like, okay, this needs to stop. Start talking right now.
Well, like, what? Sometimes that works, like I remember, most of the times that I've seen Slayer live, that's what they did pretty much. Most, like at least the first half of the set, they didn't usually say shit. Like Tom wouldn't say nothing. They would just slam you from song to song.
I've never seen them live, but a friend of mine did, and he said the way the show started off, there was no music, no nothing. Now we're talking like this was years ago. Like I don't even think Diabolus and Musica was out, and this. I don't know if it was a foul spot, but a light just came on Tom, and he's just looking. He's like, Angel of Death! And then they just start playing. It's like, oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah, just straight to the point, man.
Oh, that is easily one of the evilest, most sinister songs in the world, because it was about something that actually happened.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure, man.
Right.
For sure. So what's coming next for Winterhearth?
For me, right now, we're looking into live stream markets, seeing how we can make that happen. That's going to be an interesting change, me running around, rocking out, and there's no one there. Aside from that, the video productions that I mentioned earlier, promote the album as much as possible, get on everyone's nerves until they actually buy it or start listening to it. But really aiming towards, playing shows, live stream market shows. For sure.
Hell yeah. Yeah, it's definitely an interesting time to be in music for sure. Like, with all these live streaming events going on and drive-through concerts going on, I saw Metallica's doing like a little tour of just like they're just going to be live streaming on all these drive-through fucking theaters. I think Down is doing something too, like they've got their anniversary show that they're going to be live streaming on something. I don't know, man. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's quite the change, I must say. Now, for a band like Metallica, a live stream show, that's just pocket money for those guys, right? We can make that production happen, no sweat.
Yeah. Let me see. I got another question from Still Heavy Productions. He wants to know, Randy Scanes wants to know, what is your favorite local show that you've played?
That's an excellent question, Randy. There's lots. I'll say a few. One was definitely the Guy Fawkes Night show. I'm not sure if you guys celebrate or not. Guy Fawkes Night, it's basically we have big bonfires, and we had this lady who was a fire breather, and she was breathing fire, and then we started playing. It was pretty epic to watch, actually. Another show we played in a small town outside of the capital of Newfoundland, Clarenville. It was called the May 24 Uproar. We brought Dumpster Mummy from Dartmouth, Nova Scotia in. And that show was nuts. It was like we just packed a small place. And like out around there, like I'm living in the city. I might see one mainstream act a year. And this year it didn't happen because ZZ Top is postponed until next year. The last act I seen was The Cult. So if I'm only seeing one act, just imagine people in a town of 5,000. What are they seeing? Nothing. So then we're coming out. There was kids out in their death shirts. I didn't know if anyone in Clarenville even had kids with death shirts, and they were loving it, man. It was awesome. Another great show, Maritime Metal Fest 5 in Nova Scotia. That was nuts. Oh my God. It was first time off the island playing, and at this particular festival, we were the first band from Newfoundland ever to play there. So when we were there was other bandmates coming up, and they were like, "Where's the Newfoundlanders? Where's the Newfoundlanders?" I was like, "This is me." And like that night, made a lot of great friends. Still in touch with them all today. Great people. Hope to see them all soon. Hopefully, when this COVID stuff ends.
Yeah, definitely, man.
Sure.
Another question. Thunderous wants to know, where in the world would you like to play and with who? If you could play anywhere in the world.
Ooh. Anywhere in the world. Oh, let's get interesting. Let's, like, no budget, anywhere in the world, don't care. Let's, like, play on a mountain somewhere in Norway with Immortal. Or a bath. Either or, I'm happy with any of those two. Like, we gotta go crazy with this. Like, you think Metallica in Antarctica was crazy? Get a load of this.
I know, right?
Right?
Yeah, I was just thinking about the Metallica Antarctica thing too, man. Yeah. I mean, it's only a matter of time before they're gonna fucking fly on a spaceship and go to the moon and fucking play a show, you know?
Play a show, and of course in space.
Live stream.
Sound doesn't travel in space either, so what are they going to do? Make a dome?
Fuck, man. They would have to fucking have some serious fucking amps to fucking, yeah. I don't know what.
Scary part is they probably got that in their budget.
Probably. It would be cool, though. I would watch it. I'm not going to lie.
Oh my God! Just imagine the conspiracy theories. The moon landing was fake. Metallica on the moon was fake.
Right.
Drumsticks don't look like that in space. I know, I'm an expert.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm about out of questions for you. Is there anything else you want to let your fans know?
Oh man, big shout out to all my friends, all my family who's been supporting me throughout the years, all my co-workers at my job supporting me throughout the years. Big shout out to my manager Tony and Still Heavy Productions, Greg at Heavy Newfoundland, all the bands, Ultimata, Devastator, Disposition, Skeets. If I forgot you, I super apologize. Don't forget to check us out again at stillheavyproductions.bigcartel.com to get your pre-orders in. The album will be out in 7 days. It's going to be available as well on live stream platforms. Facebook.com Winterhearth Metal to catch up on all the latest news. And stay safe wherever you're to, really. Like, we don't know what tomorrow's going to be like. And it would suck now knowing that someone, like, just the thought of them getting up in the morning and just going to a store and some person having COVID and then now you got it. And you don't know, like, we don't know what the long-term effects are going to be like physically and mentally on people.
Yeah, for sure, man. For sure. Gotta stay safe.
Oh, definitely.
Well, before I let you go, can I get you to make us a station tag?
Yeah, yes, man.
All right. Whenever you're ready, say something like, "This is Winterhearth, and you're listening to Metal Devastation Radio."
All right. This is Andrew Marsh from Winterhearth, and you are moshing out to Metal Devastation Radio.
Fuck yeah, dude. Perfect, man. Perfect. All right. Well, thanks a lot for taking the time to talk to us, dude. Fucking.
Thank you for having me.
Hell yeah, man. Anytime, brother. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to blast some more Winterhearth for these motherfuckers so they can go crazy, all right?
Sick.
All right, man. We'll talk to you later, dude.
Yes, man. Don't be a stranger.
All right, cheers.
Cheers, bud.
There you have it, folks. Winterhearth live on the Zach Moonshine Show with Metal Devastation motherfucking radio. Like I said earlier, put your speakers in your fucking windows, put them in your front lawns, put them in your fucking neighbor's fucking living room. I don't give a fuck what you do. Put it somewhere where people are going to hear it and they're going to be pissed off. I mean, if you're riding down the street on the bus and you're listening to us on your fucking cell phone, pull your earbuds out and crank that little fucking cell phone up as loud as you can, dude. If you're in the back of a cab, piss off the fucking cab driver. Wherever you are, piss people off. Crank this shit up. This is Winterhearth on the Zach Moonshine Show. Crank it the fuck up.